All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? So, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy. All right. This is a channel where I teach people to become the bank with real estate investing by buying investment properties with little to no money out of their own pockets and no credit checks. All right. Now, we have a unique way of doing this. We use creative financing and we use subject to. Now, you can mix and match a lot of this stuff. These are tools in your tool belt as an investor. So tonight, what I'm going to talk to you guys about is 0% seller financing deals. All right. So to say that in English, all right, trust me, I get it. To say it in English, that means you are paying out the seller's equity to them over time, but you're just making all principal payments. All right. So for example, if you buy a house for $100,000 and it's owned outright, there is no mortgage, and you come to an agreement with the seller that you are going to pay them 100,000, but you're going to pay them $1,000 a month for 100 months. Or if you sell the property first, you'll give them the lump sum. But 100 months at 100,000 is $1,000 a month. So each month that you pay $1,000, the first month you pay 1,000, your balance is 99,000. Next month, 1,000, 98,000 balance. There is no interest, guys. Those are the best loan. Dude, man, this stuff is nuts. It is powerful, powerful. So, and I've done it multiple times, multiple times, and everybody leaves happy. All right. So, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button, get your boy in the algorithm so we can get this knowledge out to the everyday hardworking people. All right. And if you're new to my channel and you feel like I bring you some value, consider subscribing. All right. Or you could just be a player about it. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, thank you guys for joining me, man. I appreciate it. And we're about to get to it.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no-quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
All right, guys. So, thank you for joining me tonight on my 30 Lies in 30 Nights edition. All right. Now, I believe, guys, I'm super busy. My apologies, but I believe I'm on my 23rd live. 23 straight, man. I've been moving stuff around and everything so I get on here so I could get on here every night for y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you, okay? But I love it. I absolutely love it, man. I love giving you guys this knowledge, giving you guys this game because I had to dig for it. I had to dig. I had to go towards what scared me. I had to, this is the thing, right? When I first heard about this strategy, um, when I first heard about it, I didn't necessarily believe it. I didn't because it's hard to believe. It is, right? But the best things, right? The best rules to the game are going to be buried away because why would the powerful and the elite want everybody to have the same rules as them? Because that would mean everybody has the same shot, right? Has a fair shot. So these rules are buried deep, man, buried deep, and then they're damn near in another language when you read it. It's English, but it's English you've never heard. So I love giving it to you. That's why I'm doing a 30 lives and 30 nights. All right. We got some people on here. There's my hometown homeboy right there. Mike Show out of Kansas City. Hey, right down the road. I love it. I love it. What's happening, man? Lavanya. Hey, Lavanya, you've been tuning in. I love it. All right, all right. So, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. All right, and I will answer your questions on the second half. And guys, again, don't forget, hit that like button. Get your boy in the algorithm. All right. My last video from last night where we listened to the seller, the recorded phone call, it's doing all right. It's doing pretty well. So I appreciate you guys. Got my viewers, man. Yes, yes. My old reliables on here getting this game. So guys, so this is the thing, all right. I was talking to one of the last one-on-one inner circle students that I'll be taking. All right. We're gonna have a different type of setting for my coaching from here, moving forward. But you know, he's in a situation he is in a situation where he just couldn't take it anymore, man. Like he knew he was more talented than working for somebody else, making them a bunch of money, and then just the level of disrespect, and just kind of just brushing. I mean, oh man, it's enough to make your stomach turn, right? But he saw me and he saw how my ascension. I mean, how fat, guys, it's only been 2 years. My life has completely changed. I'm in the top 1% of income earners in the country. Um, and I got that done in 6 months. All right. And and if a person would have told me this, if a person would have told me my story, hell, I wouldn't have believed it. I'd have been like, yeah, all right, dude. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, oh, yeah, right on, dude. I got something to do. I gotta go. Right. I wouldn't have believed it. I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like it's something that it isn't. Oh, let me turn this light on for you guys. Get you guys some light so you can see your boy. So, um, yeah, I wouldn't have believed it, man. And this is the thing in life, all right, guys, because have you guys so I'm in a challenge, and because I stay educating myself. I stay continuous education. Knowing that I do not know is what allows me to move from one level to the next because I'm always seeking knowledge. I consider myself to be one of the most coachable people on the planet. On the planet. Now, you guys know that I love to talk. I do. Shit, it's a gift. What can I say? so anyway, I love to talk, but I had got a phone call from one of my mentors, Lou Brown. And a lot of you guys know who Lou is. I got a call from him the other day, and I mean, I probably didn't say 5 words, man. I just soaked it up. Soaked it up. And then I'm doing this challenge with Myron Golden, man. He's pretty awesome too. And I paid for the VIP and then the platinum VIP where we get to ask him a question. This guy charges $25,000 an hour and he's worth it. So anyway, people are asking him questions, and this is crazy, guys. You gotta hear this. So people are asking them questions, and you're supposed to say, you could say your name and then my question is, right? And people want to get up there and they want to talk and tell their story and stuff like that. But anyway, so I get up there, I tell them, my question is, boom. And I say my question. And now some people will ask questions and Myron will start talking and then they'll kind of be talking, trying to tell their story and time is of the essence. So, dude, my question is boom, boom, boom. And then I'm telling you, I didn't even when he was like giving me my answer and kind of almost asking for a response, I still wasn't talking. I was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because the knowledge, the game, I know that I don't know. I know that I have to get better. I have to continue to seek education. And this is the thing. He told us about this thing called Price's Law today. All right. Have any of you ever heard of Price's Law? I hadn't before today, but this is the secret amongst secrets right here. So Price's Law states that 50% of any network's revenue, all right, any network, any group, the United States, 6 people, the Go-Getter family, 50% of any network's revenue is generated and created by the square root of that population. All right, by the square root of that population. So that's roughly 10% of any given population is responsible for 50% of the production. So knowing this, right? Knowing that this is why communism existed because way back in early Russia they felt like they could make everyone equal by going to that 20% of people, 15% of people that were doing 50% of the country's production and take what they had and pretty much make them produce so that way they could spread it around to people. But what ends up happening is everything ends up circling back to that 20%, that 15% of the population that is responsible for producing the revenue and just the production, right? And This is why though. This is why, guys, and then I'll get into the juicy stuff. It's because it's because of this, man. Um Everybody can't win. Everybody's not going to win. But that other part of the population, that larger part of the population, they're okay with being mediocre because everybody can't win, and that law is a law because most people won't win. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Everybody can't win, and Price's law is a law because everybody won't win. So most people have in their mind that, "Well, I'm not gonna win anyway, so I'm just gonna take that easy street, man. Take that, you know, take that easy way out." When that easy way out is really hard, really is the hard way. Um, and this is the thing. If you don't put in the work to be successful, the easy hard principle is anything that is easy on the front end, it'll be hard on the back end. All right. And anything that is hard on the front end, it'll be easy on the back end. Well, I want that back end to be easy because you put in that front end that much, and then that back end is that long. Right. That's the easy hard principle. But people don't want to put in that work because they think it's going to take too long. If it takes you 5 years to become a millionaire, so what? Because that time is going to pass anyway. That time's gonna pass anyway. So if you're like, "Oh, man, 5 years, that's too long for me to become a millionaire." Well, guess what? When that 5 years passes and you're in that same spot, you're gonna wish that you were. You're gonna wish that you had put in that work. That time's gonna pass anyway, so you might as well put in that work, do what you gotta do to make life better, man. All right? So, let me get on off of that big old long, and get into this game for you. So, 0% seller financing. How do you do that? A person asks, right? What is that even? Some may ask. All right. So I'm gonna looks like I gotta find it. I'm gonna show you guys this deal that I got coming up on the first. I'll be taking possession. So I gotta make some phone calls tomorrow and get some things lined up for what is that, next Thursday or this well yeah, next Thursday is the first. So we gotta get some things in order. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys something. And then I'm going to tell you guys how I'm getting this house for free. All right. For free. Oh, I got to share this thing. Yep, I sure do. Share. Okay. So, guys, this is a real live deal I'm in the midst of right now. I've already got it sewn up, man. Paperwork has been authorized. Documents have been recorded. Good to go. Just got to pay 20,000 on the 1st of September. And then also we got to pay that mortgage payment. The mortgage payment on this property is what is it? 1285, I think, per month, which is that's not, I mean, that's a decent amount. It's a decent amount, but this is in a great house, is in a great neighborhood. It's worth a lot. Great condition for the most part. So um here we go. Check this out. Let me see. Let me share my screen with my people, with my peeps. Boom. Gotcha. So this is what we call the doctor house. All right. This is what we call the doctor house. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused with all these numbers up here. This is a hell of a lot of numbers. All right. But all of them have a certain meaning. All right. But let's look at this first. This equity payout here on September 1st, 2022. Oh, I can't even make that. I can't even highlight that thing. All right, you guys see that? I'm paying 20,000 on September 1st. Well, then right below it is an additional 10,000 when the house is fixed up and sold. Additional 10,000 when the house is fixed up and sold. That's my 0% seller financing right there, because I'm getting seller financing on the $10,000 equity payout that I have to make. But I don't have to pay that 10,000 until the house is fixed up and sold. So I'm really got a $10,000 loan from them because it's their equity. It's just money that I don't have to come up with. So that way we can put that into the marketing or to the fix. And then once it's sold, we pay that 10 grand. Well, this $20,000 equity payout initially next Thursday on the first that I have to make. Like back in the days, man, I would have been like, oh my God, $20,000 payout. Like, I got to get that. Um, and I mean, I would have got it, especially for this house. But now that my skill level is in a whole nother stratosphere, dude, I got this settled last week and haven't even advertised this house. I haven't even advertised it, guys. I almost did too, but I ended up not having to. I'm going to tell you how. So we establish relationships in this business. Establish relationships. This business is about relationships. Any entrepreneurial venture is about relationships. So this is what I did. One, I've got a buyer, man, that he bought a house from me last September. All right, gave me a $30,000 down payment, and we bought the house that way. All right, got a $30,000 down payment from him. Well, that deal was so good that the house that I just got the $40,000 down payment for, um, he's the one that I partnered with, okay, to do the fix. And he paid for all of the materials, the workers. He oversaw the work, all of that, man. My half was the acquisition of that property, getting that property, right? So, um, he is the one. It was his employee's house, one of his subcontractors. It's his subcontractor's house and his subcontractor's wife, but he couldn't buy it because my partner couldn't buy it because he uses the BRRRR strategy and it didn't have enough equity. So long story short, I end up getting it. All right. Creative financing, man. Creative financing. And then that seller financing of that 10 grand too. So I go to him and he's like, hey, you're getting that house, right? I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely getting it. And he's and so I'm talking to him. He wants me to help him to get a house for him to live in that he found. He was doing a job over there. Anyway, I say, man, what I'm looking for right now, man, is I think I might do another partnership on this deal. I said, because I can market it, sell it, get a down payment easily. I said, but this house is again so nice and in such a nice neighborhood. I don't want to do that. I want to fix it up all the way. And it's only going to take about 5 to 7 grand to fix it. I said, how about this? Because I got it for free. I'm getting this house for free, guys. I said, how about this? And this is a great deal. I said, you pay that $20,000 down payment, that first mortgage payment, and handle the repairs again. The repairs aren't that much on this property. And I said, I'm going to get another $40,000 down payment for this house. I said, so when that down payment comes in, what we'll do is I'll get you back the money that you spent, all of your money, that 27,000. We got it roughly 27,000 to get you all of that back. Then what's left from the down payment. So for example, if we get a $40,000 down payment, I pay him 27,000 out of that for the upfront cost. There would be 13,000 left over, right? We split that 50-50. Boom. Then the cash flow, the monthly cash flow from there on out, we split the cash flow 50-50. So we're going to get about $2,100 a month for that property with taxes and insurance. So that said, we're going to cash flow about $768. All right. So that's about $380 a month each. So I'm going to make a quick $6,500, not having to do any work, didn't have to put up any money. I just use my knowledge, man, my knowledge, and then my awareness. People are aware of me, that I do this, that I exist, that I'm a real estate investor, that I can solve their problems. Because if they're not aware of me, well, how are they even going to come to me? Right. So I'll make a quick 6,500 and then 380 a month on this house. This house is great neighborhood, beautiful. We will never want to sell it, man. Never. Never. So that's 380 a month until that mortgage is paid off. And then $2,000 a month minus the insurance and the taxes. And guess what? I never paid a penny for it, guys. Not a dime. The only money that came out of my pocket is what it cost me in gas to go over there, and then the notary and recording the documents. That's it. So about $300 maybe, if that. So, man, hey, my homeboy's in the house. All right. What up, dog? So that's what that cost me initially. All right. and initially is nothing. All right. So also, another property, the property I just got that $40,000 down payment. I did that one again. That I paid him out 5 grand when it was fixed up and sold. Fixed up and sold, guys. That's always that's a if you can't do it when it's fixed up and sold, then you want to get it on monthly payments, whatever that equity payout is. And with our contracts, right, with the Go Getter Families contracts, ours start with 0% financing. It's built into the contract so that you just put the amount and the number of months it's going to take to pay off that amount. Then if they, you can add the interest if you need to, but our contracts start there. But this is how you present that, okay? I'm going to give you guys some game, man, because it's the 30 lives and 30 nights edition. All right. 30 lives and 30 nights edition. Um, so you're talking to that seller and you're in the credibility and counseling portion. All right. You're in the credibility and counseling portion. So you're building up that credibility with what you are, who you are, what you do, how you help people, right? And how long it takes you. And you're going through, if you got the Go Getter Family tools, you got that seller presentation, right? And then we've got some other tools that we use. But then you get into that education part and you're going to ask them right after you felt up, like you've built that credibility up to a certain point. You're gonna ask them based off of the situation now. I always ask them whatever their situation is. So this last one, the doctor house I just showed you guys, I asked her. I said, "So how was it? How was your experience when finding that new house that you got out of state? How was that experience?" And I knew that was a pain point. So I wanted to bring that pain to the surface. And oh my God, I found out some good stuff, man. Some good stuff. They went through some stuff. Finding that new house. They had to pay $10,000 to get out of a contract. Like it was nuts. So there was that. And then I said, you know what? I said, so tell me, Kylie, I said, what is it that you really want to achieve with this? What's your goal? Now, this is how you lead up to this 0% seller financing, guys. You find out what that goal is. What do they want to achieve? Right. And that's when I found it out. And I said, no, this is where I messed up. I messed up. I said, no, I'm assuming I said, I'm assuming that it's the two mortgages. And she says, well, no, not really. She says, this is what she said. This is what she said. Well, not really. We have a bridge loan that we took out, and we've used 5,000 of that already. It's a $20,000 bridge loan, and we're going to use the other for another 14,000 for the closing costs on the new place. She says, so when we start using it, because it's kind of like a line of credit. I was like, yeah, like a home equity line of credit. She's like, yeah, when we start using it, we're going to have to start paying interest on it. And I said, "Oh, you don't want to pay the interest?" She says, "No." And I says, "Well, I'm sure I can get you guys $20,000 up front to pay that off. I'm sure I can clear that with my committee. We could at least get you that for that house. This is just with my professional eye looking at things." So, get to what that pain is and then get to that goal, and that's your barometer to work right there. And then I gave her an example. I said, now, for example, if we did it this way, we gave you $20,000 up front when we took possession. And then let's just say, for an example, we gave you an additional 10,000 of your equity. We can do that several different ways. We can pay you that out on monthly payments if a monthly income would be a benefit to you, or, um, or we can pay you, some in 6 months and then some 6 months later, or when the house is fixed up and sold. It just depends on, how we can solve your problem. So that's how that came about, guys. That's how that came about. And it's just about, see, you cannot, this is the problem, guys, and I keep saying this. I keep telling y'all this. You cannot start off by trying to buy this person's house. Don't do it. Don't start off trying to buy the house. You've got to start with the credibility and counseling. And then you segue into the educator. Okay. And that's when you're in that education section, you become a transaction architect and you put a transaction together that will solve their problem and allow you to buy this house by either making them your bank or you becoming the bank and taking over that debt and giving them debt relief. All right. So I do hope that helped, guys. Don't forget, hit that like button if you feel like I brought you some value. Go ahead and subscribe. And let me see what questions we got. Okay, Mike Show says, so by using PropStream and looking for pre-foreclosures, will most of the owner's mortgage information, will it be on that site, or should we send over an info release form to the lender instead? Okay, so that's a little bit to unpack, Mike Show. First off, and my mentors say this, we trust but verify. Trust but verify, right? So we're going to ask our seller certain questions about that mortgage, and we're going to tell them, yeah, oh, I'm sure you know what your mortgage is. I definitely trust you. But just as our standard operating procedure, we always verify those numbers with the lender because we want to make sure we don't make any mistakes. All right. So you're going to trust, but you're going to verify. So PropStream, that yes, you can look on there just to get an idea, right? To get an idea of what it is. So that's going to start to make that one a um, that's going to make that one a suspect on your when you're doing your lead generation. It's going to make it a suspect based off of that information, that mortgage information on there. And then prospect, once you talk to them, and they've agreed, right, or agreed to at least let you help them with their problems, then that's when, Mike Show, you get them to authorize the paperwork. And one of those things is that information release form. So you got to have your seller sign that information release form and get that information from them on there, their social security number and some other information. And then you send that to the lender. And that's how you verify that mortgage. All right. I hope that helped. So when you wholesale that condo, what are the documents you are going to be using and why? And will you be using an assignment contract for your end buyer? If no, why? Great questions. Great questions. So um, we will be using an assignment on that wholesale. Absolutely. Yes. It's a wholesale. So we're going to be doing an assignment. All right. So that's what our end buyer gets is the assignment document, right? The assignment contract. Boom. But all the numbers are on there anyway. So, but it don't matter. It's gonna be so sweet. We're good. Now, next with that, with the wholesale, we're using the standard real estate purchase and sale agreement. All right, for a wholesale transaction, it's just a purchase and sale agreement. Now, our purchase and sale agreement, it has subject to stuff on it, but it also has just a regular, and then it also has seller financing on there, dude. So it's just what blanks you fill in. That's what makes it the type of purchase that it is. All right. So this one's just a regular cash purchase. So we're going to pay off the existing mortgage and everything, but we're not paying it out all cash because we're just wholesaling it. So you got your standard purchase agreement. You've got your memorandum of contract for sure. Deal insurance. Deal insurance, Mike Show. You got to have it. You got to have it. I ain't never been able to sing. Then you got your CTF letter, man. Cover the family. All right. Seller acknowledgments. Got to have that signed. Then you got a property disclosure statement, man. You know what I mean? Property disclosure to see, have them disclose anything that may be wrong with it to their knowledge. All right. Um, I'm trying to think what else off the top of my head. Now, this one was a probate situation. So we had to use that affidavit of heirship. All right. But really, you can do that wholesale transaction with just that. All right. You got your purchase agreement, you got your seller acknowledgments, you got your memorandum, and then you're going to use that assignment on the with your end buyer. Okay. But then that property disclosure statement, man, well, that's huge too. But there's some other documents if you want to get sophisticated, but that's all you really need. Um, so this is what you always do. Kyle Jones, who is one of our last inner circle one-on-one students that will be taking. And Kyle, man, Kyle has a ton of potential, man. Woo! He's already done some wholesale deals too, so it's on. It's on. I'm excited about that one. I'm excited about my guy Chaz too, man. So the first off, what you always do, always. There's no exception to this. There's no exception. All right. You've got the prospect's name, obviously, because they're a prospect, right? You've looked up their property, you found them lead, you bought the lead, or you found it on PropStream or whatever. So you got their name. So, well, I'm just gonna say like that you're the prospect, Kyle. So I dial your number, And we got to assume that it's a cell phone nowadays. I mean, that's safe to assume. So as soon as I get an answer, I'm going to say, "Hey, Kyle, how you doing?" And what you're going to do most likely is you're not going to recognize my voice, right? So you're going to, yeah, I'm doing all right. Who is this? But now I've got you a little off kilter there, and I know your name because see, if I say, "Yeah, can I speak to Kyle?" You're gonna be like, "Man, this my cell phone. This person calling my cell phone doesn't know who I am." Yeah, nah, Kyle's not here. Or you're gonna be like, "Yeah, who is this?" And then I'm gonna have to, "Hey, this is Gene with the We Buying Help," and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. All right, see ya." Hang up. So to give yourself the best chance, you always start with their name. "Hey, Kyle," or "Hey, Kyle, this is Gene. How you doing?" You don't even got to say your name like that. You just say, "Hey, Kyle, how you doing?" And when you catch it, "Oh yeah, I'm all right. Who is this?" "Yeah, my name's Gene." And you can give your company name. I don't like saying an investor, right? So I always say real estate professional. "Yeah, my name's Gene. I'm a real estate professional with We Buy Houses and Help People." And what we do is we help people understand their options when they're getting a hard time from their lenders, because a lot of times people's lenders aren't going to give them those options because they don't want them to know. Now, is this a bad time to talk? We never say, is this a good time to talk? You always want to give a person a chance to say no to you. So you have to ask the right question though, because we don't want them to say no and then that's it. Not that type of no. No, 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 no. Not that. We want good no's, but it's easier for a person to say no, Kyle. So if we say is now a bad time to talk, people have a harder time saying yes. Okay. So if you say is now a bad time to talk, no, no, it's not, it's just giving yourself a better chance. If you say it's now a good time to talk, they're gonna be like, well, no, it's not. Like people want to say no. All right. That's why we had those no questions we talked about was that last night in the group coaching session, right? When I was like, is it a bad idea? Right, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So hey, I'm gonna give you that game now. I'm gonna give you the game, brother. And also, man, what we do too is when we're calling these people, you got to use that name, but it is tactical. Remember, Kyle, what we talked about in your deep dive, identifying that specialty, right? And your power statement. Okay. That's going to be huge because we're going to know what motivation it is. So your opening is going to vary. It's going to vary depending on the motivation, brother, because we're not going to say the same thing to every person. I'm not going to say, this home came up on a list of people who've been getting a hard time from their bank if it's a vacant property or divorce. I'm not going to say that because that's for foreclosures. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to vary depending on the motivation. All right. So I do hope that that helps some. Let's see what we got. Hey, I'm laughing with you, man. Southern Comfort, because he's in my city, y'all. He says, "I got played at the county clerk office." What's the other name of that pre-list, and what other office will this list be at? Because the county clerk had no idea. Is there another office, or do they go by? So you and he said that they go by another name. So you're in Sioux City, right? If you're in Sioux City in my city, they claim not to have a list, right? That's what they claim. But one thing is foreclosures, dude, are all public record. All of this stuff is public record. So anytime, and this goes for any of my viewers, all right, guys, any of you guys, anytime you go to a public records place, whether it's your recorder's office, your assessor's office, treasurer, county clerk's office, if you ask them for a list and they say no, we don't have a list, you say, oh, okay, that's all right. Well, I'll just take your last 10 filings. That's it. That's all right. I'll just take your last 10 filings. What you waiting on? I need them last 10 filings. You know what I mean? They can't say, oh, we don't have the last 10 filings. Yeah, the fuck you do. You filed them, didn't you? The fuck? Who do I need to talk to? Because this is all public record. So how does the public access those records? Or is that thing called a Freedom of Information Act form that I need to fill out? That's how I always throw that out there. But I had that same problem, man. I did, dude. And this is before I was knowledgeable too, Southern Comfort. So, dude, they was yanking my chain bad, man. Bad, dude. Oh my God. But that's what helped me continue to search and to really find the best place to find them, which really is the legal section, man, of the newspaper. Legal section in our city. Shit. I see. I got an abundance mindset. This dude's in my city. I'm telling them where to find the best of pre foreclosures and shit. I don't care, man. There's enough out there for everybody. I can't buy every house in my city. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna give them the game. So it's the subject to the same as a contract for deed. I'm a little confused. LOL. MQ. Thanks for that question and thanks for coming on tonight. So, okay, so subject to and contract for deed are totally different. They're totally different. There's about four main types of transactions. There's a couple more than four, but four main types. You've got a subject to. That is when you get the deed transferred to you immediately. You've got contract for deed. That's when the seller keeps the deed and then you have to make monthly payments or whatever that contract says. You live up to that contract, then the deed gets transferred to you. But you just control it. You control that property. So these are different forms of control, MQ. Different forms of control. Then you have an option to buy. All right. An option, it means what it says. It gives you that option to buy, but you will have that option for as long as that option period is on that contract, whether you send it for 30 days or for 5 years. And then you pay a non-refundable option consideration fee, right? So that you get that option. And then you have a lease option. A lease option. All right. So those are the four main ones, but they're all different. They're different bundles of rights. So with the option, you have the right of disposition. Okay. With a lease option, the uh the lessor has the right of disposition, and the lessee, the person who is staying there, has the right of quiet enjoyment. Okay. And then buying on contract, that's your biggest bundle of rights without getting the deed transferred into your name. So you have the right of disposition and quiet enjoyment with that. You just don't have the deed. So it's the own nothing, control everything strategy. All right. So, mm-hmm. Uh, you still don't need to know. Love that name. Love the name. Says, this is the first time that I've heard you mention the property disclosure statement. Do you use that for sub two agreements as well? Yes. Yes, you actually want to use that for every deal. It's not a necessity. It's just another document that really helps you to cross your T's and dot your I's. All right. You don't even need to get that one notarized. Some states require a seller disclosure, like Illinois requires what it's called a seller disclosure, where and that's the same thing as a property disclosure statement where they tell you the major things that could be wrong with that property. Okay. Now, in Illinois, though, it's different because that is a requirement with the state. So when you record those documents, you have to have a seller disclosure. So that seller disclosure holds weight. Our property disclosure, depending on the state, it may not hold as much weight. So we do that as just a precaution. You still don't need to know. I feel crazy saying that when I just gave you an answer and then I'm like, you still don't need to know. I'm just playing. Uh Thank you so much, Gene. You nail it for me. Spot on. Hey, man, that's good. Mike Shaw, I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. Oh, you said, can you only get 10? Well, that's if they say they don't have a list, man. You know what I mean? And there might not even be 10 coming up for auction, right? So if you're trying to get a list and they're like, yeah, well, we don't have a list. They used to try to tell me we need a case number. We need a particular case number. No, the fuck you don't, dude. Stop it. Oh my God, man. They work my nerves with that. But them telling me that is what led me to keep, because I kept pushing and I didn't take no for an answer, right? But I just kept digging for knowledge. So I found out where they are, man. But you don't need a case number. It's all public record. This is all public record, man. We don't need a case number. We are the public. We're the public, dude. Like, what are y'all talking about? So, yeah, There's that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know sometimes. These people be working my nerves. Um, so let's see what else I got. All right. It looks like it's about it. So, guys, it's a cold, crazy world out here, man. That's why I always say that, my grandma used to tell me that people will tell you anything, but they will show you everything. So, when you're building a business, whatever type of business, I don't even care, and you're building your team, that is a very difficult, very, very, very difficult part of your business. Very difficult because I've got a team, man. And I've got a relatively in my opinion now, to some people it's not, but a relatively large team. Um, so I've got a number of VAs, right? I've got 3 VAs now. I just hired another one today because my main VA, man, she's freaking awesome. Like Cheryl is Cheryl's dope, dude. But I gave her some new responsibilities. So I had to hire another. Oh my goodness, good job, Cheryl. Good job. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm just looking at a message from Cheryl, my VA, and this is why I'm talking about this. So, because this is a very difficult part of your business, all right, and this is off topic from the 0% seller financing, but you're going to need this information. So, to those of you that are new popping on, my name's Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy. I teach people how to become the bank and buy investment properties with little to no money and no credit checks. All right, by using subject to and creative financing at a very, very, very high level. All right. So when you're building your team, man, woo, because people aren't going to treat your business, like it's theirs. They're going to treat it like they are employees. You know what I mean? Dude, think about when you were working, when you worked for a company, you weren't giving your all, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, no, but see, the thing with me is like, I feel like I'm cool, but I don't know if you guys have all seen the Save the Last Dance with Michael Jordan, Save the Last Dance, where it talks about that third three-peat that he had, right? Or that second three-peat that he had. And in there, there's some of his ex-teammates. There's some of the teammates that they didn't go on that ride with him. They were teammates like when it started, but they were saying like Michael Jordan, man, like he was crazy, dude. He was a tyrant, man. He was crazy. He would dive on the floor for balls in practice. He's going at 110% always. And he expected the same out of you. So if you didn't dive for a ball in practice, he was pissed, dude. He'd grab a ball and just sling it at your face, to call you out, push you, poke you in the head, all types of, because he's doing that and he's the star, right? So some of those teammates, they're like, man, he was an asshole, man. Like I couldn't handle him. So what happened with those teammates was they either left or they got traded away, right? But most of those people that left or got traded away because they couldn't handle that, they got traded off into oblivion. They left into oblivion. Nobody even knows their name. Nobody even knows them. But then I heard Steve Kerr talking about him. And he said, man, Michael Jordan was crazy. He was nuts. He says, as a matter of fact, at one practice, he says, I don't remember what I was doing, man, but um, I was missing my spot or something. Michael got pissed and he throws the ball at me. Boom. And he hits me with the ball. And then he took a swing at me. And Steve Kerr says he swung back and they're in there fighting. And Phil Jackson broke it up. And he's like, fuck you, man, I hate you, all that stuff, right? And Michael's like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I don't know. Michael wanted him to go hard, man. Go hard. Always, always. Like he was at war, man. Like his life was on the line, man. Because for Michael Jordan, his life was on the line. Always, every game. He's given everything he's got. Everything he's got. And if you are gonna rock with Michael Jordan and be on his team, you're not going to bring just the minimum. If you're going to bring the minimum, you can get the out of here and I'll do it myself. So I'm trying to tell y'all this because when you are building your team and it's for your business, you're going to be Michael Jordan. And then you're going to have those teammates that are, bringing just bringing the bare minimum or whatever, right? And that's how I am. But I tell my people, right, when they come on, I tell them, I ask them if they've ever seen The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. I ask them that. And then I tell them this story. And I tell them because people think I'm crazy. People think I could be a tyrant at times. But I also tell people this every day, my life is on the line. There is no next time, man. There is no next time. You got to give your all, man. And I also give this analogy. It's like it's World War II, man. We're in the foxhole together, right? Foxhole, they dig out the hole so they could bullets are flying by, they could duck, you're popping your head up, bullets are flying by, and it's us two. And I say, hey, so and so, go take care of the five guys over this direction. All right. And I say, I'm gonna go take care of the five over this direction. What I need to know to 100% degree of certainty is that if you say, okay, Gene, I'm going to go handle those five over there, that you are going to give your heart and your soul to go handle those five over there. Because while I'm handling my five over here, I can't put in 100% of my effort and my focus on my five if I've got in the back of my mind, man, I wonder if so and so's really taking care of his five, or is one of them going to come up from behind and get me? So I can't give my all to my job, to my responsibility. And I'm not going to war with anybody like that. That's what I tell people, man, when they come on my team. So if you want to be patted on the butt and told, "Oh, that's okay," you're in the wrong place. You're not in the right place. I'm not going to pat you on the ass and say, "Oh, it'll be okay. It's all right." Because the world ain't going to do that to you. The world is a tough place, man. It is. I'm not going to drag a person across the line of success. I feel that way. That's why I'm not doing the one-on-one mentorship anymore. Right? It's gonna be harder to get in my program because I don't need to do that, man. I don't need to teach. I can go buy these houses, dude. I don't, you know what I mean? So if a person does not want to be part of I'm not selling anything, man. I don't even care if you like if a person wants to buy something, cool. If they don't, that's cool too. Cause I mean, you guys see the deals, man. You know what I mean? And also I don't want to force a person to their success. Why would I want to force a person to their success? All that's going to do is drive me nuts and it'll drive them nuts. So I'm saving us both some stress, right? So and I just I hate though, man, when people make that choice, and choose to live that same life that they have been living, right? So I've got a person that was on my team, Coach Nye. Coach Nye, and she was never called Coach until she got with me, and we brought her up to speed. Right, Coach Nye, man, and showed her true colors today, man, and it threw me off. But you know, that's all. She's already been replaced, and things are already in order. But the fact of the matter is this, right? She was our head of student success, and she sends out an email to students, new students. And I heard about this from two new students that it says, if you miss three student success meetings, you no longer have that privilege. And if there's extenuating circumstances, then you got to let us know ahead of time. And, this, and that's for the student success meetings. And so she has a meeting with a new student we had brought on. And, and I'm at my daughter's soccer practice, right? And I get a text and I look and it's the new student and it's about 6:15. And he says, "Hey, is something wrong with Coach Nye?" He says, I was supposed to meet with her, but she's not here." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, what time was you supposed to meet with her?" 15 minutes ago. And I'm like, "Well, what the no, because we don't do that. We don't do that." Mm-mm. So I call. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Were you supposed to meet with so and so?" And she, "Oh my goodness, yeah, I totally forgot about it." Because she has another job, man, and I'm not even with that. I was about to talk to her today and ask her what is it going to take for you to leave that job, but she didn't. She couldn't take accountability for her own actions, so I never even got to ask her that. Thank God. So our replacement is much better, but she's giving excuses. "Oh, I was at my boss. I had a meeting and this that," and I'm like, "All right, well, and I don't give a damn about none of that because you told this man that paid us that you're meeting him at a certain time. He was there at that time and you weren't. Those are the facts. You should be apologizing profusely and letting that person know that you are sorry and it won't happen again. It don't matter what was happening, you set that time, right? So we got to stick to our word. So that happened. And then a couple other things came up that same day. And what really got me though was like she was hard on everybody. She was holding other people, our students, to a certain standard. Hey, if you miss 3 of these student success meetings, then you don't get that privilege anymore. You can miss. There has to be extenuating circumstances. You got to call us at least I think it said like 4 hours ahead to let them know and this, that. But when you miss a meeting, every excuse in the world as to why, I don't care about excuses. And I repeat this, I don't even care. I will do this shit myself before I let anybody besmirch my brand, my name that I worked so hard for. I bring it to y'all, man. I give you guys as much game as I can, as much knowledge as I can, man. I put it all out there for y'all. So I would never let anybody who is a representation of the Go-Getter family, um, uh, uh, you know, be a bad representation. And that's one thing you have to watch out for when you're building your team. So you're going to go through a cycle of people, man, a cycle of people, a cycle of people. But when you get that good person, you want to make sure that you treat them well, you pay them well, because that good person is so few and far between. So, long story short, I had Coach Nyla set up our Google Classrooms. And oh my goodness, people, man, I couldn't believe it. She showed her true colors, man, and a lot of the students liked her, man. And it's sad. It is sad. But she obviously set the Google Classrooms up on, my account with my information, all that stuff, and then got paid. And so I had deactivated her stuff. And don't you know that she deleted my Google Classrooms? And I was like, wow. Wow, not only are you a thief, you're a liar. And the crazy part is my VA just set the classrooms back up. It took her like 45 minutes or an hour to set them back up. So this person showed who she truly was, um, and thought that she was going to hurt me by doing this. And it only served for her to expose who she truly is, right? Who she truly is. But I said all that to say, all right, when you're picking your team, when you're choosing your team, it is your responsibility, yours and yours alone, to have systems in place so that your system runs your business, not the person, not your team, your system. So you just plug a person into a portion of that system and they just have to follow the steps. So that way, if that person is sick or whatever, have they quit, they find a better job, and they don't come back, you can grab another person, plug them in, and tell them, hey, you do A, B, C, and D, and then you rinse and repeat. That way, that's when you're truly a CEO, when you have systems in place. Systems. And what is a system? I'm going to give you guys a definition. A system is a set of things working together as part of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. A set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, an organized framework or method. So that you've got to have that if you have a business, truly. All right. So, but Coach Nye, unfortunately, just like Michael Jordan's teammates who couldn't handle it, who wanted that pat on the ass and told it'll be okay, you don't got to dive for that ball, you don't got to sprint back to the other side for on defense. Yeah, just like those teammates, Coach Nye will be traded off into oblivion. Unfortunately, no one will remember her name. Just like nobody remembers those teammates' names of Michael Jordan, because they didn't go on a championship run. They didn't go on a championship run. So the questions that we have to ask ourselves is, are we okay with mediocrity? Or do we want to be extraordinary? Because I tell you what, the last 2 years, man, my life has went from mediocre to fucking extraordinary. Extraordinary. Look at the word ordinary and extra. So if you want to be ordinary, you don't have to do extra. But if you want to be extraordinary, you've got to do extra. Extraordinary. All right. I got off on a tangent, y'all. My apologies. But this is how we doing it. So, Gene, I know you said ask for the 10 filings, but what was the other name of the pre-foreclosure list? No, it started with an L. Closure list that start. Oh, no, no, no. It's in the legal section, man, of the newspaper. Legal section of the newspaper. All right. Mike Show. Mike Show says when using the limited power of attorney and stopping the property from going to the foreclosure, does that stop the monthly rent or does that continue? Do we have to pay that on the back end? So, well, Mike Show, that just depends. That just depends on what options are available and then what options you use. So you can do a loan modification, right? If there's like $50,000 in back payments, you do a loan modification that gets that 50,000 in back payments, and it actually takes that and puts it on the back end of the mortgage. So then you just start that mortgage over, making those monthly payments on the mortgage. And now what happens is if there was like 20 years left on that mortgage, but you were behind and you put them on the back end, now there's going to be more than 20 years left on that mortgage. Whatever, however much the amount is equals the time, but there will be more on that loan modification. Then you get forbearances, you can get a repayment plan, you can get a deed in lieu, you can do a reinstatement where you just pay the back payments and then you just start making the regular monthly mortgage payments. So it just depends, Mike Show. Um, like we've got a foreclosure mitigation training where you get taught what to say to the lenders when you're talking to them, because if you don't know what to say, they're going to treat you like that. You know what I mean? But then again, if foreclosures wouldn't be your specialty with us, right? Because we have our students pick a specialty. What are you going to be a scientist at? A specialist. And then whatever you choose, you're going to know that system and those procedures inside and out so that you're an expert at that motivation. Is it vacant homes? Is it code violations, divorce, probate, foreclosure, out of state land? I mean, out of state owners, tired landlords. What is it? Right. And then you just research that. But um, to answer your question more thoroughly, it does depend on that monthly mortgage payment, what option you use, but you always want to be prepared to have to pay that. Okay. That just as a rule of thumb that you will have to pay the monthly mortgage payment that you have taken over. So if you don't have the money to pay it, you just make sure you get a buyer in there so that your buyer's the one who's actually paying it for you. All right. It's easy to give, but yeah, that's true, Kyle, man. You hit the nail on the head. Ready to take Texas by the horns. Anthony, I'm trying to tell you. Ooh, I'm gonna be in Texas. I'm not even playing. Texas is a gold mine, dude. What? Oh my God, dude. I don't even know why I ain't even down there yet doing my thing, dude. We might start marketing in Texas. That's what I'll probably start doing, dude. Because you can do a bunch of wholesaling down there. Subject to is huge. Huge. They just don't do lease options or buying on contract, but instead you just do something called a wrap. So there's always a way around, dude. He said, man, you cooking like mama in the kitchen tonight. Thanks, bro. All right. That's what's up, man. I'm glad I could help. Any information on when the challenge will drop? Yeah. So the challenge will be dropping. I don't have the exact date yet, but I'm almost done with what I had to do this week. It'll be over actually on Saturday. So once that is over, I believe it's going to be one more week, and then that challenge will be announcing it that following week. You'll be able to start signing up for it and stuff like that. You still don't need to know. See, you always make me feel crazy when I answer your question because I'm like, hey, yeah, I answer it, and I'll be like, you know what I mean? You still don't need to know. You killing me now. You killing me. I was just playing. But yeah, it'll be coming out soon because we're gonna be revamping a lot of stuff because you guys know I've got the 7 steps to becoming the bank. And the 7 steps have helped a lot of people. But again, I'm always trying to get better, man. Always. That's what I do. So that said, we've got the becoming the bank 2.0, man, the real estate trinity, the ACEs method, the four creative strategies, and the four P's of investing. That's what's the challenge is gonna lay out, man, in depth, like giving that game. And Kyle actually saw some of that last night in the group coaching session. Kyle, when I was going over the ACEs, a bit of the ACEs method, and it gets really, it gets, I mean, it's the way, dude. It's the path, it's the blueprint. Like, I don't even know how else to say it. It is, mm, that thing goes hard. Said she was Jordan for a minute and the worst way. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, thanks, Mike Shaw. I appreciate that. Hey, all right now. All right. Now you know I'm getting that dad bod going now. I can eat, Anthony. Shit. They say you guys do everything big in Texas too. I'm ready. I'm ready. But guys, I hope you did find some value this evening. So also with that, what we talked about, man, how to get zero interest seller financing. I got to give you one more gem. Always just assume. Always assume. You never want to shoot yourself in the foot, guys. So you're not going to say, "Oh yeah, I can give you 100,000 at 4% interest, 2% interest, whatever." I don't want to pay. I won't pay more than 2% interest, man. I don't, that's just me. Maybe I'm cheap. I don't know, but I won't pay more than 2%. But you just assume it's no interest. So, hey, what if would a monthly income be a benefit to you? Well, maybe. I don't know how much. Well, how about this? How about, we can pay you out $100,000 and we just do it at $500 a month. That's 200 months. How's that sound? See, when you do it that way, you're assuming it's the zero interest because you're telling them, hey, I'll pay you out 100,000 and we'll do it at 500 a month. The way that is structured is every $500 that you pay each month takes $500 off that 100,000. That's zero interest, guys. And I'm telling you guys, see, because what a lot of people don't know is when you have a mortgage, when you get a mortgage to a house and you buy a house for 100,000, all right, on a 30-year mortgage. You know how much you end up paying? The average is 1.7 times more than the sale price, your purchase price. So if you buy $100,000 house with a 30-year mortgage, you're going to end up paying 170,000 for that house. Is that not freaking insane? Is that not insane? Like, dude, what? I'm paying 1.7 times what I actually agreed to? Shit. That's why you become the bank, guys. That's why you become the bank. Now, I gotta go, man. I just want to go all night. I ain't gonna lie. I'm ready. I was about to give y'all some more. Shit, I love this stuff. But guys, hey, I do gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta make a phone call. I got some stuff I gotta do. Um, but I appreciate you guys joining me. All right. And don't forget, hit that like button. All right. If you feel like I brought you some value, consider subscribing. And guys, if you're not in the private Facebook group that we have, get in the private Facebook group. All right. I'm gonna start, dude. I got something for you guys with coming with that challenge, man. I got something for you. Like, we about to go hard. All right. So join our private Facebook group. All right. Make sure you're getting in there. See, people get it. You know what, guys? My life has changed in the past 2 years. But my life has changed because of awareness. It's in the ACEs method. It's the first step, man. Truth is universal, guys. It's universal. Universal. ACEs method with real estate. A is for awareness. How are you making people aware that you can help them with their real estate problem? Are you cold calling? Are you doing marketing? Are you doing stealth marketing? What are you doing, right? Well, Facebook group. It's networking, dude. Networking 101. My life has changed in the past 2 years because of my networking, man. I'm talking about before I blew up, man, and I'm not even all the way blown up, man. I'm just like medium blown up, right? If that makes any sense. Probably don't. But before I even started to get traction, man, I used to be in so many Facebook groups answering questions, real estate questions, man, commenting, just networking, dude, networking. We've got a Facebook group with over 600 members in it, right? All looking to do creative financing and subject to and get houses by becoming the bank. But I rarely do I see people in there networking, man. And it blows my mind. It blows my mind because you will be successful. And there's no question about it. This is just the law of nature. When you begin to have more interactions on a daily basis with more people, and that goes for everything. It's a numbers game, just like you're buying houses, man, right? And you're lead generating. How many cold calls you make? How many interactions? How many? Oh my God, I cannot turn that damn thing on. How many letters do you? How many postcards you sent out? That's interactions, guys. Awareness. So in that Facebook group, if you guys have some advice, some knowledge, some tricks, is something that you learned by cold calling or door knocking or whatever, post it. Somebody asks a question and you know the answer to that question, answer that question. Network, guys, network. You cannot build something great by yourself. This is why, man, I put my team together, man, and I don't see, this is the thing about me too, man. Like I network like no other, right? But also, if you aren't a type of person that's gonna, elevate me or with me, well then I don't want you around. I don't need you around. I will do the shit by myself until I can't no more. But I know that I can't build something great, man. Something great, a movement. I know I can't build it by myself. I know. That doesn't mean that I won't try if I have to, right? But we need people. We need a team, man. I can't tell you how many people I've met that have elevated my life. Elevated my life, man, over on social media, dude. Reaching out, man. Just seeing like, oh man, this dude looks cool, man. Like he's got some stuff going on. Let me reach out and just see what's up. You know what I mean? So, guys, use it. Use it. All right. Um, So let me get on up out of here. I appreciate you guys watching, man. You guys are the dopest, dude. You guys are awesome, man. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be nothing without you. I really wouldn't, man. And you guys have not only you know, given me a lot, right? But you have also helped me to give people around me a lot, right? Like my team, man. My executive coaches, right? They have an impact on our students, man, a huge impact. And but that impact that they have on our students, that has an impact on them. That in turn has an impact on them, right? So we are all important in this whole thing, man. We are all important in this whole thing. So I salute y'all, man. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. That's why I try to give you guys as much game as I can. Look at Angel. Angel, I was surprised to see you last night. I was going to text you too if I didn't see you last night, Angel. I was worried about you there for a minute. I was like, what the heck? But all right, guys, I got to get up out of here, man. I love you guys and thank you for tuning in. All right. And you know what it is. Till next time, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a